What's going on, everybody? Gundam Flexing here, back at you with another review video after a 1-week hiatus. Today I'm going to be reviewing the just completed MS-06F-2 Zaku II F2 from Gundam Stardust Memory. Now, for those of you who don't have enough time to watch this video in its entirety, the bottom line up front is that I highly recommend this kit. This kit, by far in 2018, is probably one of my favorite kits so far. I think it's clean looking. I love the color schematics. This kit offers you a lot of weapon selections, and the decal sheet is pretty nice as well. We're going to go over reviewing this kit, but as tradition, before I do, let me review all the extra pieces. Now, on the side of the box, you'll notice that the Zaku head is detachable, obviously, but it comes with two other options. So the first option you see on screen is his mono horn right here, which is featured probably a lot of traditional Zaku IIs. And the other two options I still left in the runners. So here is the second option, and you can tell that there's 3 plates at the very top above his eyes. And then of course you have this smooth helmet right here. But I like using the horn. I actually include it in most of my kits, including Johnny Raiden's Master Grade as well. And then you also have his 120mm machine gun, and you see here I armed him with the 90mm machine gun, which is pretty sick. Now, the 120mm machine gun, it comes in several pieces. Obviously the clip comes off as such. You also have his scope, and then you also have his handle that are both detachable. And the main frame of the weapon just comes in 2 pieces, the left and the right. Traditional as with most other Zakus and other 120mm machine guns. And here you could also see the bump engraving that goes in his trigger hand. Now, his trigger hand, he only has one trigger hand, and that is his right hand. So that's a little bit of a bummer that he doesn't have like both trigger hands, but he does have other fists. So if we look at these fists that are come extra, you have the left and right open hand fists. And these are primarily to either grip the bump stock, or not the bump stock, grip the handle of the weapons, or you could put in the awesome battle axe. And on this battle axe, you see this extra piece right here in the center, and that goes on the side of his skirt. It'll go to roughly right in there. Now, I had an issue with this weapon system particularly because, as you could tell, it's canted. So technically the idea is to fit it in its side. However, this does not fit in here. So I mean, you could glue it in there, but I just don't want to use super glue and just commit to anything yet. So if I could remove his support hand and raise it a little bit higher, here it is, and we're going to just try to put it in the center, and you'll see what I mean. It doesn't stick in there very tightly. And I've tried putting it in both directions, front and back, and yeah, it comes out really easily. So I just left it in the battle axe, and it doesn't really go in the back either, as the back is the additional ammunition clip for the 120. And of course you have extra PC caps, but these are not really important. Believe it or not, you have a lot of PC caps for the number 1, and you actually use all of them. So really you only have 2 leftovers, which is number 2 and then the number 8. Now, looking at the decal sheet, this is what I really like about the decal sheet, right? It comes in big numbers, 1 through 0, or excuse me, 0 through 9. And then you get the other white ones, which is multiple 1s, and then it'll go all the way down to 9, and you also have multiple 0s. You have a variety of the Earth Federation Space Force symbols, as seen here. You even have the logo used in Stardust Memory by the Earth Federation forces. And of course you have the other logos of the training group that the main character was in. And of course you have the mono eye. So if we dive right into this kit, let's look at his head. His mono eye is right there. It's pink. It's just like the other Zakus, the other higher grade Zakus, right? So it's very basic. You just stick the eye in the back of the black visor and it's stationary. So it will look in the straight view direction of wherever you're twisting his helmet. Of course, you have the front mask, and then you have the back, and you also have the piping system, as tradition with most Zakus, that go around his face. Now, his spike shield is pretty clean, and this has to be one of the cleanest kits I've built in terms of utilizing minimal sanding and nub removal. It's just, for some odd reason, this kit, it was just super easy to do it. On the side of his knuckle shield, or not knuckle shield, his spike shield, you see the Earth Federation Space Force, and these are decals. Just fit it right in the center. Now, one thing I would really think that would go a little bit above and beyond for this kit is, as we see, his body is dark blue and the centerpiece is gray. I think it would be really sick if this additional piece, or at least the spikes, all three spikes, would come in the blue color. Unfortunately, only one of them is detachable, and you can't really use Gundam markers to match the colors of his body. Now we look at his knuckle shield. Here it is, his side shoulder shield. Now this is interesting because, again, when we look at the decal sheet, you could see that the numbers are individual, right? But on the box art and even in the instruction pamphlet, they use the numbers 206. So be careful how you align this, because at a distance you might make it a little crooked. Of course, you could always use tape and use something to just even out the edges, or to just make sure that you stick the stickers on evenly. And of course, you have the Earth Federation Space Force symbol and the logo right on the side. Very, very simple. Looking at his arms. Now this is what I really like about this, at least he has my favorite arm sets in most of my Gunpla I build. We look at his arms right here, especially his forearms. You notice how the top part is a little bit over the inner forearm. I wish more kits would do this, I swear, because by doing so, not only does it really hides the nub marks. So if you were to just even mess up and make a small little dent, the outer forearm covers it, so it goes over. So wherever you cut the pieces out of the runners, it actually gets covered by the bigger forearm piece, which I think is freaking genius. Like, I don't know why they don't do that more often. So we look at his firing trigger. Again, he only has his right hand for a fire trigger. This is his 90mm machine gun. This is pretty basic. It comes in 3 pieces. You have the muzzle, then you have the left and right side. Now, what I think would go a tad bit above and beyond as well is if we had the clip as a separate piece, so detachable and detachable. But of course, it is still very cool, and I wish that the other Zaku kits came with more 90mm machine guns, because this is a very unique design. As we already all know this design. We've seen it in the manga, we've seen it in the anime, but I haven't really seen this gun used a lot in the anime series. And the same goes with his other side. Of course, you're not going to have any issues with mobility or flexibility with this kit. There it is. We look at his chest. Now, again, his chest is, centerpiece is dark gray, the side pieces are dark blue. What I like about the chest is that on the side, if I'm gonna take out his left arm, boom. I like how this side piece here covers this PC cap so you can connect the arms. I think it's just a tad bit of the small details that I really like. We look at the decals, and again, these numbers are all separate decals. So 206, you'll have to find a way to just put it on evenly. So what I did was I just start with a 6 and move across to the 2. And if you pay attention, you can sort of tell the top of the 2 is a little bit warped out. I was using my tweezers to try to jam it in place, because I did make it a tad bit uneven. Nothing to the point where it's super noticeable, but it's a little bit annoying when you look at it. The side of his suit has this logo. Try to get a balance on that right there, that you also get to witness in Stardust Memory. he has a piping system that goes along his waist and up into his backpack. His backpack has two logos, again the Earth Federation Space Force symbol and the acronym. He has two thrusters, and they do come inside the PC caps, so they are a little bit mobile, so you could twist and turn them around a little bit. And of course you just want to put that back up in there. Boom. These piping systems really just sort of stick it in there, and this is actually a single system on each side. And I think that's pretty cool that you come with like this little enforcer piece right here that you just jam into this side, so that way it's just not fluttering around and just loose. So that's a big plus. This piece right here, it goes on either side. Now we look at his skirt. His skirt is designed to carry weapons. So of course you have his grenades, you have his additional clip, and obviously I couldn't fit that the axe. I couldn't fit the handler, the little handle piece. It's just too loose. As you can tell, it's not loose enough, and I'm not ready to commit with super glue yet. Don't make me. So his skirt is not as mobile because of the piping system, but the front is a little bit, you can move it around a little bit forward. That's about it. Anything else is just static. So even his back skirt's immobile. We look at his legs. Again, we have the piping systems at the side. Don't expect anything master grade, so this is a single piece. This is a single piece. And obviously we have one of the biggest attraction for his legs is his missile launchers at the side of his legs. And this is pretty interesting too, because we got the missile launchers. It comes in 3, and basically you would attach it to this ring system that you have to fit over. You have to fit it over the legs on each side. And you see that it's loose, so you're going to have to sort of tighten it in its position to make it sort of stay in place. But if you push it down too hard, it'll literally come off his leg. And if you make it too loose, you won't be able to pose it as you want it, because this right here, it's not mobile, so it's actually stationary. And the reason being is, if I could take this out and show you all how you put it on there. So this is the ring system. The ring system is a single piece, and then you jam the back part of the rocket pod into the side right here. So let me try to pull it out real quick. Can I do it? Yes, I can. Right here. All right, very close, like this. And this piece slides in all the way. So obviously you can't twist and turn, so it can only face in a single moving direction. You can't twist it up, you can't twist it down, just straight forward. But it's very easy to put on. What I don't like about building this part was, fell on the ground. What I don't like building about this part was, if you see on the side, this is where you remove the nubs. This is where you remove the nubs, and you could obviously tell where the cut is, and because it's gray, it sticks out even more. So you're going to definitely have to use sanding and even that out, and then use whatever polishing box you have to make it super smooth and super shiny. What I also didn't like about it, and don't get me wrong, I think this is a great system, I just think that there's a few features that they could add to make it stick out, is that the rocket systems, the little rocket pods here, the triple stack, it's not red. Like, you see it in the side of the art, and it's red. I think if the pieces came out as red, it'd be sick, but unfortunately you're gonna have to paint that. And I'm not too good at it yet, but I am improving. And the same thing goes on the other side, right? This exact same thing. You could tell where the nub marks removal were, so I'm definitely gonna have to sand it. Other than that, it's a very cool system, very easy to use. Nothing else great about his legs right here. But then again, the main body, the white part, the nub removals were super simple. And if you have a polishing box, you can make it look like almost like you haven't even cut it out of the runner. It's awesome. And of course you have his feet. He has 2 thrusters at the bottom of his feet, which is a nice little hidden feature. And other than that, his feet's quite mobile. It's on a ball joint that's tradition to most of the other Gunpla, especially high grade. Boom. So there he is. He's mostly torn apart now. But I think this kit is fan-freaking-tastic. You could probably get this guy for around like $17, depending on if you can catch him on sale off of Amazon whenever the prices fluctuate. But I highly recommend this kit to anyone. This is probably the most solid Zaku kit I've built this year in 2018. It might even be better than the one I built a couple months ago, I think in late 2017, the Zaku Kai, or the Zaku II FZ, that one. But other than that, if you have any question, guys, just post them down in the section below. Appreciate you all for watching, and I'm sorry I couldn't come up with the time-lapse video. The camera I was using was sort of dead, so I'm gonna have to find or just recharge the batteries. But other than that, I appreciate you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.